Hello everyone, Vampire218 here, bringing you another Pokemon Draft Type Analysis video. Today I will be looking at the Fighting type. Now, on the defense, it resists Bug, Dark, and Rock, but is weak to Fairy, Flying, and Psychic. So overall, not too bad defensively. Being resistant to rocks means that when it comes in, it will only be taking a less than it will not be taking full rock damage from stealth rocks, and that's very good. Being resistant to dark means that it takes a knockoff better than most mons. Despite losing its item, the knockoff will not be doing nearly as much damage. And resistant to bug means that you can pair this with like a psychic type, and it will be okay. Now, on the weakness side, being weak to Fairy is not that good because you do not want to be pairing this with something maybe a Dark type or a Dragon type, because then you have a doubled up weakness on Fairies. Being weak to Flying, this is one of the most common types of moves to be seen for covering a fighting type. You don't want to be taking a Brave Bird because you'll probably die. And then Psychic types, again, you just don't want to be taking a Psychic move because you're weak to it, and Psychic's pretty common. So now on the offensive side, Fighting type moves have no effect against Ghost type Pokemon, and this is pretty good because, it's not really good. It's good for Ghost, but it's not that good for Fighting because if you lock you can't really band or Specs or Scarf yourself reliably, and if they have a Ghost on their team, because if you go and you choice yourself into a hard-hitting fighting move, like you choice Scarf yourself into the fighting like a superpower or close combat, it's going to be a bad time because you will be not able to hit a Ghost type unless you have Scrappy. Now on the weaknesses, it is weak against Bug, Fairy, Flying, Poison, and Psychic, and a lot of these types are pretty common, so you really need to be running a good synergy with your fighting types so that you can cover these types that it's not good against. That being said, it is strong against Dark, Ice, Normal, Rock, and Steel. And this is really good because you will see a lot of Steel types. You will see probably a Rock type Pokemon. I don't want to say on every draft, but it's pretty frequent typing on a defensive side because they have really good bulk. So being able to break through that bulk of Rock and Steel is really good. Normal types, you'll see a normal type here and there. They're pretty common, so being able to hit them super effectively, and you're the only type that can hit them super effectively, is good. Ice, you'll see an Ice type here and there. One of the most common ones being Weavile, so having that quad weakness to you is really good. And then Dark, you'll see a Dark type here and there, so, you have the coverage for that. On the Pokemon that are actually in the fighting type, we have, and we're going to not be going over Ubers because most leagues do not allow Ubers. So we have Breloom, which is very good with that Technician. We have Chesnaught, which is pretty good bulky, not very fast. Same with Breloom, they're not very fast. Cobalion, pretty fast, pretty defensive, hits pretty hard as well. Conkeldurr, very good, got some good abilities. It's got quite a good amount of bulk and attack naturally. So people usually throw an Assault Vest on this thing to buff its special defense. Emboar, pretty good Pokemon, to be honest. Gallade, very good typing, I like. It's got good attack, it's got good special defense, and its speed isn't horrible. Hariyama, very bulky again. Hawlucha, it's got really good speed, and that's what makes Hawlucha pretty good. Heracross and Mega Heracross, good Pokemon. Moxie and Skilling, great abilities. The Hitmons being able to learn Rapid Spin is very good. Infernape being able to be on the offensive or special side, physical or special, with a pretty good speed is always good. Keldeo, great Pokemon. Mega Lopunny, probably one of the best Megas I've seen. It has put in so much work in just my short time of playing leagues. I think Mega Lopunny is not only just the Pokemon that puts in the most work. Regular Lucario having a fighting Steel type, always very good. You can put Justified on it, take a knockoff, get a boost. If you're going against something that wants to flinch hacks you, you can get the I believe Inner Focus, or maybe even Steadfast if you want to take the flinches. I think Steadfast is the ability. Speed is boosted when you flinch, so yeah, get Steadfast and then just outspeed, right? And then you'll outspeed most of their team. As we go down, Medicham, always good. Mega Medicham is good as well. I haven't actually seen it in League yet, but I can't imagine it's being bad. It learns Fake Out, and then, you know, getting that pure power, that's huge, because now your attack is significantly higher. Pangoro, Poliwrath, Primeape, a lot of the fighting types you'll see are really good, and even Toxicroak and Virizion are Scraggy, Scrafty rather. They're all really good. A lot of the fighting types, they're really good, and that's what's really surprising. I mean, they're really good strikers. They hit very hard. They're either usually bulky or some of them are fast. So, looking over the moves, you know, we got Aura Sphere for the special side. That being said, though, it's one of the only special moves that you get. The other one being, not Final, I mean Final Gambit to a degree, but it's not really seen. Focus Blast, which has bad accuracy. Secret Sword, which is not on all Pokemon, and Vacuum Wave, which is priority. So, you know, a lot of Pokemon will either run Focus Blast or Aura Sphere if they're special, so that's, I guess, a weakness of the type. Brick Break, amazing move because it destroys Light Screen and Reflects, and it hits, so it hits for the full damage, and it breaks their screens, which is really good. Bulk Up, one of the few status moves, or one of the few status moves that you get, because the only other ones are like Quick Guard and Mat Block and Detect, which are protection type moves. So on the Close Combat, great move. It lowers your defense and special defense, but it hits just so hard, and if you Scarf your thing, as long as they don't have a Ghost type, you're fine. Counter can be one of the best moves if you're taking a heavy physical hit and you know you can live. You can dish back double the damage. Cross Chop, it's the high critical hit one, but with the accuracy, it kind of sucks. Drain Punch gives you life back, great move. Flying Press counts as both fighting and flying, always very good. High Jump Kick, pretty high attack power, and you know its accuracy isn't horrible. Low Kick, it sees play if you're going up against a really, really bulky, heavy Pokemon. It's pretty powerful. And, Seismic Toss, you see this on Pokemon that can't really do damage because their attack is really low, so it does a straight 100. Pretty good. Superpower, I don't really like Superpower as much as I like Close Combat. So, Superpower definitely puts in work, but I just think Close Combat's better. And, that's the fighting moves that I think are really worth mentioning. I mean, Sacred Sword is worth mentioning because it ignores stat changes and it's at 90, and I guess that's it. Overall, the fighting type serves as a very good striker type. They're usually bulky and they usually hit really hard. Some of them are fast, so when you're getting a fighting type Pokemon, you want it to be a good striker. You want it to be able to wall break and hit through what they're bringing to stop your team. Other than that, it pairs really good with Pokemon that can take care of, bugs, poison types. So, pairing it with a Psychic type is really good because usually Psychic types can learn a Ghost move. So that would take care of the Psychic weakness. And usually, honestly, a Psychic type can learn a Flying type coverage move too, and Psychic types are generally special attackers. So, fighting types are definitely a good type, and you'd want to be picking up one up for your team because they hit so hard, and they have so many good variety of moves. I've been Vampire218, bringing you my analysis of the fighting type in the Draft League format. If you liked the video, please leave a like, share, comment, favorite, and subscribe for more Pokemon Draft League content. Bye!